So this gain of function stuff is kind of getting, I don't want to say it's getting buried. It's just not as being focused on as what it should be, probably, because it incriminates a lot of people in the health industry, public health industry, and a lot of people don't want to do that. It goes to show how, look, narratives are often conjured. You know, I don't want to say everything, but a lot of what you see in terms of news focus, which is definitely by the mainstream guys, where they over amplify something, is just that. It's over amplification. There's not a story that they can't make become like the top story if they want. They have enough resources or reach, rather, in order to do that. This should be something that is extremely important because, again, it does incriminate a lot of people, but it's not. So we're going to cover this just a little bit real quick. Of course, NIH seemingly admits funding gain of function research. You've seen Rand Paul being one of the guys blasting Fauci, and has grilled him specifically on this issue of gain of function research. And let's read this coming from Blaze. Despite repeated denials that American taxpayer money funded gain of function research for months, the National Institute of Health, this is the NIH, is now admitting that a limited experiment was conducted. And they're talking about Rand Paul grilled Fauci. He took another victory lap. Dr. Lawrence A. Tabak, a principal deputy director of the NIH and the deputy ethics counselor of the agency, issued a letter admitting that his health agency funded a limited experiment to test if spike proteins from naturally occurring bat coronaviruses circulating in China were capable of binding to human ACE2 receptor in a mouse model. That's literal gain of function. That is a textbook definition of gain of function. The letter, which was addressed to James Comer, ranking member of the committee or House Committee on Oversight and Reform, explained that the research project conducted during the 2018-2019 grant period used coronavirus genomes sequences that already exist in nature. Laboratory mice infected with the SHC-014 WIVI bat coronavirus became sicker than those infected with the W1V1 bat coronavirus, the letter says. NIH gave the grant to EcoHealth Alliance, which is run by British scientist Peter Daszak. However, Tabak claims EcoHealth failed to comply with the terms of the grant, which required it to report immediately. So now they're trying to say it's not our fault. Yeah, we kind of funded this shit. We funded something that funded something, which is gain of function, but it ain't our fault. They didn't report. EcoHealth failed to report this finding the right way as was required. So they're trying to feign ignorance. That's got to be the most, like, that's the oldest trick in the book. They can't they are going to let them get away with it. That's the oldest trick in the book. You fuck up. You've been grilled on something. You fuck up, and then you're cornered to the point to where you have to concede, and then you try to feign ignorance. It's the oldest trick in the book. Oldest trick in the book. It is important to note up front that the published genomic data demonstrates that the bat coronavirus studied under the NIH grant EcoHealth Alliance Incorporated and subword the Wuhan Institute of Virology, that's WIV, are not and could not have become SARS-CoV-2. So now they're more like saying, instead of conceding, yeah, it's gain of function, yeah, it was funded by us, this isn't what caused the Modelo virus, is basically what it is they're saying. Even if that point was conceded, you still funded gain of function, and Fauci lied. Again, I mean, this is what I mean. Hell, his lies pile up, but you get what it is that I'm saying. Fauci, the director of the NIH and infectious diseases, has repeatedly denied that NIH funding went to gain-of-function research, including during testimony before Congress. Republican lawmakers have reacted to the damning admission, including Senator Paul, who locked horns with Dr. Fauci, in several intense confrontation. On Twitter, on Thursday, the Republican senator from Kentucky shared the NIH letter on Twitter with the caption, "I told you so." Doesn't even begin to cover it here. And this is coming from Rand right here. He says, for months and months, we've been saying the NIH funded the Wuhan lab. We've been saying that they funded gain-of-function research where they take a virus from nature and combine it with another virus and create a virus that is not known in nature that can be more dangerous, that can cause a pandemic. They denied that. Now we have evidence from the NIH, and it looks like the NIH is starting to point fingers. Exactly what happened. It looks like they're blaming it on someone's lack of, it wouldn't change the fact that you funded it. It's just, again, you're feigning ignorance, saying that you didn't know some of what was going on and what was taking place. Paul cited a report from The Intercept about the U.S.-funded research on the coronavirus viruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, realized that NIH is still funding EcoHealth collaboration with Wuhan through 2025. So who knows what other shit they funded regarding gain of function. Now, look, I don't care where you're at on this, because look, we're in this odd lifetime fucking sequence where people try to speak things into existence, and people that there can be something that you show them directly in their face, and because they're so blinded by their political or social views, they don't want it to be true. So if they have to trick themselves to believe a lie, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of medical diagnosis for this, but they have to believe a lie for the sake of not accepting a truth, they'll do that. Now, look, we know that the government funds all kinds of fucked up shit. But how many more times must they, like in this instance with the Modelo virus, fuck up disastrously before people understand that they are the problem? And it's not in the sense that you need to give them more power. It's that they have fucking too much. You got sold on a goddamn sham. I remember when we talked about, when the first concept was the leaks, and you had kind of Fauci's emails, or rather it wasn't leaks, it was a FOIA request, if I'm not mistaken, which is a leak nonetheless. And we saw that, and he seemed to admit it, and that it was gain of function, or it talked in amongst emails as if there was, and he still he doesn't go down. He doesn't go down for shit. He doesn't go down for anything. This is why I said that's the damning part. That's the part that sucks the most. It's not just the fact that what he did or what was funded was jacked up and could lead to some serious things. Pandemic, epidemics. Not to say that it was the one that caused the Modelo virus it's just, it just happens to be a bat coronavirus. It's just coincidence. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. But more so, it's the fact that they're going to get away with it. That's the part that sucks the most. They're going to fucking get away with it. Sucks. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.